Aodán, you're one of the founders of the Wolf Tuna Club, which is obviously a fitness community based here in Glasgow. You're a model, you've got a family, you're either out running the streets or you're running hills. How do you manage it all, mate?
You ever been surfing?
I've not, mate.
I've no either, but I can imagine that's what it would feel like. Aye, it's tough. It's tough. It's a lot of ups and downs. I think I've started to realise that, like, I'm constantly just in and out of, like, you're flying, everything's going well. You know, when you're locked in, do you know what I mean? And you feel as if, like, you're just positive, nothing can kind of stop you. And then you wake up the next day and it kind of just, it changes and your mindset changes, and it's trying to kind of ride that wave, do you know what I mean? And aye, I'm starting to get better at it, but past couple of years it's been a tough ride.
Yeah, mate, I can imagine all those things you've got on. Obviously, huge things, which we'll delve into there. I'm really excited for that, man, because obviously, like I was saying to you earlier, one of the main things, obviously, what you guys as a group are doing with Wolf Tuna Club has been pretty amazing. So I want to start there, man, and delve into that. In terms of Wolf Tuna Club, I mean, if somebody's listening, to this, like, what the fuck is a Wolf Tuna Club? How would you explain what you guys are and what you do?
I think we're obviously a fitness-based community. We started not like with the pretense that we were going to start a business or it was going to turn into what it's turned into. It was literally just a few mates trying to get away from the madness of the weekend, on it all the time, just the usual kind of story. I was struggling a lot at the time, didn't really know like what I wanted to do. I still will dive into that. I still don't know what I want to do, but just at a point in my life, I was like, I need change. I recognised that I need change. It was probably good. Just kind of spiralling out of control a wee bit. And I think like the people close to me kind of recognised that. One of my best mates, Justin, had said to me, I'm going to start doing cold water therapy. He's been watching the Wim Hof stuff and reading the book and all that kind of thing. And it wasn't really something that appealed to me. It wasn't really something that I was interested in myself, but I was like, fuck it, I'll go with you, mate. Do you know what I mean? So I think it was New Year's Day, 2023, and we got up early. I think we got up like crack of dawn, and headed up to Loch Lomond. It was, I want to say -3, but I don't think it was. I think it was close to freezing. It was Baltic, do you know what I mean? And like all the way in the car there, I was like, mate, is this even safe? I'd been seeing it, the cold water thing was about, it started kind of popping about and stuff. So we weren't like the first people to do it or anything. But I was just like, what are we doing, mate? Do you know what I mean? Long story short, went in the water. I think I'd done something a minute maybe, which was good. Mm-hmm. Justin, being the kind of disciplined guy that he is, he wanted to do like a long time in there. It was only his first time doing it, but I think he'd done like 5 or 6 minutes. The water was Baltic. You come out, you're red raw, do you know what I mean? But quickly realised on the way home, I'm like, fucking hell, man, that was unreal. Do you know what I mean? Buzzing after it. Mm-hmm. I actually said to him, I remember saying to him in the car, like, I feel as if I've just been on a night out or something. Do you know what I mean? I was that kind of, and I was buzzing to tell people, and I don't know, it was just a great feeling. And we just thought, right, okay, that we've found something here. Do you know what I mean? Let's keep this up. Let's kind of keep it consistent. We'll make it the weekend, so we don't need to like. So if we've got something like on a Saturday night, we can go, no, we'll ditch that, and we know we're doing the cold water the next day. So we kind of kept doing it. We done it for a few weeks consistently. Loved it. We started going up to the Campsies, which is kind of now the kind of main spot for Wolf Tuna Club. We started going up there, and then invited a couple more mates, and they loved it as well. And then it just quickly spiraled, and like very, very fast spiraled into something. And we knew we had something with it. There was 5 of us really. Justin's none of my mates. Justin's childhood friends, 3 of them, Gary, Pumbaa, and David, and the 5 of us just thought, like said to each other, this is it. We're gonna turn this into something, and that was it. It just kind of started from there.
Amazing. So obviously you've expanded into so many different things now. You've got the run club, which is huge, and we'll touch on that.
Yeah.
But was it when you started that you thought, right, let's make a community out of this? What was the idea?
I think so. I think because like we realised how much it was helping us. A couple of the boys had a wedding at the time as well, and in fact, I think it was Jaff's wedding. Jaff is David, by the way. He's the other founder, or one of the other founders. He had a wedding. He was like, right, I need to start getting fit for this wedding. Let's do a run before the cold dip. And that's how that kind of started. So we started doing a 5k before the run, and we just like it was just an amazing experience. Like we all loved it, and we thought, right, let's start inviting more people. Let's start inviting more friends. I started inviting my friends and family, and then as I said, pretty soon we kind of realised that this could be a community thing. This could help people. Do you know what I mean? It was all about the thought process of it. It helped us, so why don't we open it up and help others? Do you know what I mean?
Amazing. So as good a reason as any, man. That's incredible. Aye. So let me ask you about the name, Wolf Tuna Club. How did you come up with that? What does it mean? Talk to us about that.
It's not an amazing or funny story, to be honest, but it was a typo in a chat. Well, at the time when we'd it was only about 3 or 4 months into us actually doing the sessions ourselves, when we decided, right, let's make a name for it, this club or whatever this thing is. Let's name it. Let's get some merchandise. Let's make an Instagram. And I remember telling a few of my other mates, telling a few of my family members, and they're like, "You're mental cases." You know what I mean? Like what you's up to. Do you know what I mean? Even like they'd already been saying that anyway because we'd been going up there at that time in the morning and stuff. But we realised that we should turn this into something, and the water shoes you wear are called hot tunas. You get them from like Sports Direct and that, and somebody was writing that in the chat, and I don't know why it changed it to Wolf Tuna, and that's when it, like, as soon as that came up on the chat, I think a few of us kind of jumped in, like that could be the name. We wanted something that people would laugh at. We wanted something people would remember, people would ask where it came from, and it would stick in your head. Do you know what I mean? We didn't want just a generic run club name, or I don't know. We just wanted something a bit out there, a bit different.
It's perfect. I was speaking to one of my clients today with a strategy day, and I was telling him about this today, and I was excited for him, whatever, and he was asking me how I'm getting on, and I told him about you, and I told him about, obviously, I started by saying, he's one of the owners of a run club. It's like here in Glasgow. He said, which one is that? As soon as I started saying that Wolf, he's Wolf Tuna Club. He's like, mate, I've seen them. Seen them running about.
I think it is like, it's quite known now. Do you know what I mean about the city anyway? I had such a weird experience, such a mad experience sitting on a flight, and I heard 2 people talking about Wolf Tuna Club on the flight, and obviously I'm sitting there listening to it, and it was positive. It wasn't a negative conversation, which was good. But it was just mind blowing. Do you know what I mean? And then we also now sell merchandise and stuff like that. So like seeing people, like random people in the street, like you obviously see the orders come through, and you're like, who is that person? Oh, he must know somebody for the club. But there's just random people like buying the Wolf Tuna stuff, and like you'll just be walking down Buchanan Street and somebody's got a Wolf Tuna jacket on or a Wolf Tuna t-shirt, and you're like, it's mad, it's fried.
Yeah, but it's powerful, mate. It shows what you're doing.
It's cool, man.
Yeah, the essence that I got from it when I first seen you guys, and I continue to watch what you were all doing, it's like, it was clear, man. And you mentioned community, obviously it's a huge aspect of what you do. It just seems so powerful now in what you're doing. Like when you see the photos of people after the runs, how buzzing they are, everybody's going back. I mean, you were telling me about some of the numbers earlier.
Yeah.
What's the kind of split like just now? Because I know you've got obviously like in Glasgow, you've got one in Lanark, which is obviously where I'm from.
Yeah.
Where else is it, and how's that looking just now?
So it's always been Glasgow based. Recently, we've got people coming from different places. They're travelling to the classes. And we're like, should we be venturing out a wee bit here? Like there's people coming from Ayr, there's people coming from Lanark. Should we make a club down there kind of way? How would we do that? But because these boys have been coming so consistently, we were like, right, here's an opportunity here where, one, we could branch out Wolf Tuna Club to these different places, and 2, these boys are really, really good boys. They've got their own stuff going on. It'd be good to give them some kind of platform to help them kind of grow with whatever they've got going on. They can kind of use the Wolf Tuna Club to their advantage almost. And it's only been like not even 2 months now, and they're flying. Like they're doing so well. like the boys down in there, I think like consistently are getting over 40 bodies. They've had a couple of 50, 60 bodies at the classes. The boys in Lanark, not so much, but they were starting off with less of a kind of hype behind them. So, but they've been, I think they had a class last night and there was like 20 odd bodies at it, and you're just like, it's just amazing. It's just so cool.
It is. The fact that you've done that. I mean, how long did you all? So it was obviously you've got the three of you just now. Yeah. Found in it. So
originally 5 of us, but there's now 3 of us. Two of the lads. It was just as soon as it started kind of coming into a business, and it was work, and like 5 of us trying to like split the jobs, and it gets a wee bit hectic. So Pumbaa and Gary, they kind of stepped back. Fair play to them for doing so. They kind of recognised that like they couldn't put as much time and effort into it. They've got their own stuff going on. We've all got kids, so it was getting to the point it was getting tough. So they kind of stepped back. But there's 3 of us, So
amazing, that's class. And who the other 2 boys were you just now?
Justin and David. David's nickname's Jaff. If I've said Jaff a couple of times.
Class.
Yeah.
Yep, amazing. And you started obviously with the Glasgow. And how many do you get there just now? And how often is it? How many runs a week are you doing?
It's funny you're saying that, because so we've done every Friday morning, 5:15 a.m. is the time the class starts, which is like extreme. Do you know what I mean? We've done that consistently for over 2 years, not missed a Friday morning. We started off with obviously just us, and then it quickly grew into 20, 30 bodies. Obviously, I don't think we've ever got over 30 bodies up the campsies, but that is the class that is extreme. 5:15, like still to this day, people are like, it's too early. Do you know what I mean? It's just, they just can't do it. And it's not 5:15 going to a run club, it's 5:15 going into like extreme conditions, cold water, like we've been there, like snow, ice, wind, weather warnings, everything. We've done it all up there. So it can be a hit or a miss with the Campsie class, the Glasgow Campsie class. It can be a 20 on Friday, or it could be 3 or 4. It literally just depends. But we'll always kind of be there, because that's where it started. So like that's why we've kept it so consistent. Do you know what I mean?
I love that mentality behind that.
Yeah.
And you guys have a wellness lounge as well. So tell us about that in terms of what that looks like. How did you get to that? Because obviously you start off like you guys are literally just going cold water dips. You decide to make a community out of it, then expands to running. You've got a wellness lounge. How did that all come about?
I think that like when we realised that we had like a good brand, and we had like a lot of people were engaging with it, a lot of people were seeing, like a lot of the people that were coming were like bigging it up. Do you know what I mean? It was like they were getting the feeling that we had in the first place. They were then getting that same like feeling, and it was changing lives. There's a lot of our members that have literally like said that like it's completely changed their life. Do you know what I mean? It's Wolf Tuna Club's bigger than just a run club. Do you know what I mean? Or a cold water club. It's really helping people. And I think that we always wanted, like when it started becoming what it was becoming, we thought we need somewhere for this place. We need a hub. We need a hub for our members, 2, like the wider community, and 3, like I've always, like me and the boys, especially me, like I know personally my own kind of thoughts, but I've always wanted to do something. I've always wanted my own business. I didn't know what that was. As I said earlier, I still don't know what I want to do, but I've always known that I want to do something myself, create something, be my own boss essentially. And this was the opportunity to do that. And like we were so passionate about it, we believed in it so much, and we thought, right, let's go for it here. Let's try and do this. And we actually made a decision quite early on in the Wolf Tuna Club kind of journey to charge for the classes, which people, like there was a wee bit of backlash off it, because people were like, these guys aren't qualified running coaches, these guys aren't qualified in anything really. Why are they charging for me to go a run in a cold? But there was a bigger picture. There was like the kind of thought process of we did want something bigger. We wanted to create a community. We wanted to help people. So we made that decision, and I'm so glad we did, because that kind of led on to the wellness lounge. Yeah. So the wellness lounge is pretty much infrared sauna, cold water baths. We've got a nice reception area. It's more our members can come and chill, relax. It's kind of, it feels like our reception kind of feels like a living room. Do you know what I mean? Like we do classes from there, but it's also like anyone can book in, so you can come and have your contrast therapy and stuff as well. We get a lot of just random like people coming.
Yeah,
so it's cool.
It's absolutely quality.
Yeah.
I love as well how you guys persevered through the, I don't know what to call it, you like criticism, backlash or whatever, and people saying, oh, you're not qualified. And it's very typical in Scotland, I think, in the sense that like people look to qualifications and this. I mean, in my head, the reality is if somebody's providing value, which you guys are, whether people want to realise that or not, like you do what you're doing. I mean, you already mentioned how it literally changes people's lives. Like the effect that the cold water has, if somebody's using that consistently, especially as part of a community, like that's so powerful. Because what's the things that people are missing from their life? They're missing something where they can go out and they can just clear their mind of any of the shite that's going on in their life, whether that be through running, whether that be through cold water. And a lot of people miss that element of community. So I don't know about you, but I'm the same. Like most of the time I see my pals, it's like, okay, you have to go and have a drink, and it's like you don't always want to do that.
That's the whole story of it, isn't it? It's like that's kind of that is what you've just said, nail in the head. Community aspect of it, like we thought providing that community for people that's their only option. Do you know what I mean? Which was my only option. That was important. That was special, creating something that people could come and have a good time, enjoy themselves, like do something at the weekend positively, and like they didn't need to go out and get drunk or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like
absolutely, man.
I'm not like we're not all sober either. Like we're not a sobriety club. So like a lot of our members like do still drink, still go out. So it's there's a balance there, but the majority are on that kind of positive like kind of path. Do you know what I mean with things? So the Wolf Tuna Club, it really is that for a lot of people, a lot of our members and people that kind of dip in and out of the club as well, because we've had a lot of that. There's been so many people that have came and gone, so many people that started with the Wolf Tuna Club as a kind of like opening for their fitness journey. A lot of people that hadn't ran before, a lot of people that like just wanted to get a wee bit fitter, but now they're doing high rocks, now they're doing marathons, now they're doing ultra marathons. Like it's amazing to see some people that don't come to the club anymore. Do you know what I mean? But it's good to see that, like, look back and think they started out like coming to us and now they're doing these incredible things. So I think that is Wolf Tuna Club's a good gateway into the fitness kind of community as well. Do you know what I mean? It's
exactly it. It's what I envision it as well. It's a perfect summary, because I've said for ages, like, obviously what I do is self-improvement coaching, and I've always said that fitness is the gateway to self-improvement. You guys are that open door. It's like, okay, you're not comfortable running, come and do it with a group of folk.
Exactly.
Like, that's amazing. The cold water, wellness as well is kind of similar to fitness, wellness, fitness, whatever you want to bracket it as. It is the gateway to self-improvement. You have these people that are then like, because nobody's saying you have to never drink again in your life, right? Like, I like a pint as much as the next man, but it's like, maybe some people are like, oh, do you know what? I'm going to try and not drink for 8 weeks or something, and maybe I'm going to do a high rocks, I'm going to do a half marathon, a marathon. Like that's class.
It's
and
amazing.
The fact that you guys have that's what you're providing, must feel amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's like it sounds like cliche or whatever, but there isn't a better feeling than helping someone. There isn't a better feeling than watching like your mate or someone that's coming to the club win. Do you know what I mean? Or like just get a win in life, and just like that for me, the Wolf Tuna Club is that. Do you know what I mean? That's why it's special. That's why I love it. That's why I'm so passionate about it, because like the proof's in the pudding already. Like what the club's achieved and what everybody kind of surrounding the club's achieved. So it's been an amazing journey so far, and it's only just kind of starting, which is the mad thing.
That's it. It's like I said this to you before, like one of the first conversations we had, it's like to see how quickly you've grown is nothing but positive. Yeah. Because it's a community thing. When community grows fast, that's usually like a really good sign that, like, I mean, people enjoy it. That's why it's getting bigger. But coming back to that point of what you said about how it feels good, like, obviously I said in the beginning, like, you're so busy, you've got so many things, which we'll go into all of these different things of the model, and obviously family life, your own training. But one of the reasons you're probably able to still commit time to Wolf Tuna Club is because you do love it, because you get that impact. Like, there's nothing more powerful than impact and having that in other people's lives. Definitely. And it's it's forever on my mind that, like, this story of the Wolf Tuna Club, like, the next stage, but there's always going to just be that kind of flow of
people coming and going and like just seeing it helping certain people in certain different ways. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not just running or cold water. It's like it is someone that's trying to get off alcohol, or it is someone that's like trying to eat better, or it's someone that's trying to lose weight, or like there's so many different stories within the Wolf Tuna Club, and that's the driving force of it. You know what I mean? That's why we keep just doing it. Do you know what I mean? And like people always like you asked at the start, like what is it? Like it's so hard to put a label on what the Wolf Tuna Club is. We get asked it all the time, and I still think we don't know. Do you know what I mean? It definitely isn't just a wellness business or a run club or a cold water club. It's definitely unique. I don't think there's anything like it, which is pretty cool.
It's very cool.
Aye, it's pretty cool.
And I love the avenue which you give people as well. It's like I struggled for so long to, let's say you're not going out with your pals or whatever. It's like, what the fuck do you actually do your weekend? Like I have guys saying this to me as well. It's like they're training everything like, right, but what do I do the weekend? Like what am I meant to do? Stay and watch the telly? What am I actually meant to do? And it is hard to say to people. It's like, well, if you've not got like-minded people that you can go and do other things with, then it is a struggle. Whereas what you guys are doing, like a run, going to the wellness lounge, doing the cold water stuff, it is all amazing options for people.
The funny thing about that as well is, like, you'd laugh if you seen the difference in the members and the people that come to our club. Like, you've got people from literally all walks of life. Like it's hilarious, but like we can be at classes and there's a boy sitting there and a girl sitting there, and they're from two completely different worlds, but it all just they get on, and it's comedy gold sometimes, but everyone just like it's all positive. Do you know what I mean? There's never any negativity. There's never anybody judging you, or there's never anyone. Like it's just a positive like kind of club to be around. But that seeing all the people from different places, and you know what it's like in Glasgow. Do you know what I mean? There's characters everywhere, but you also get people coming from like outside of Glasgow coming to the club, and they're like, do you know what I mean? Like sitting in a sauna with us. Like, do you know what I mean? This character, but it's just it's brilliant, man. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's amazing. And it's good that you've got so many, like, it's not specific to like, oh, you have to be an elite level athlete, you have to be this, you have to be doing this. It is so open, which I've noticed as well from seeing you guys. There is so many different people there.
Yeah.
Who would you say, let's say for example, someday, let's say I was wanting to come, right, and I was really nervous and I was scared about, you know, I'd seen Wolf Tuna Club and seen this community, and maybe I wanted to meet new people that were doing different things like that. What would you say to people? What can they expect if somebody was to just come to Wolf Tuna Club and they wanted to try
it? You can expect myself, David and Justin to just be there with open arms, and like there's as I said, there's no judgment at all. There's no, like, I've been to gyms, I've been to places, and like I don't know, that sometimes like they don't talk to you, or I don't know, it's just open. Do you know what I mean? Like get a hug when you come. Do you know what I mean? Like it's kind of, you feel instantly at ease. I think I think anyone that's ever came, that's the feedback. Do you know what I mean? It's very chilled. There's no pressure. Like if you come, you don't need to get in the water. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes I don't get in. Sometimes I pretend I can't get in the day. I'm taking the pictures of the day. Do you know what I mean? Like that. Like it's that. There's no like strict like regime. Do you know what I mean? It's just come, enjoy it. Like a lot of people, I'll like start running with someone that I've never met before, and by the end of it, they've told me all their problems, their whole life story. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and it's then you can go, right, I know a lot about this guy after one run, one cold dip. Like, how can I help him? What can we do as a club to kind of like put him on the right path? Or do you know what I mean? Like, and that's happened on so many occasions. So it's an amazing place to come. I think anyone that comes will leave not regretting that they've came. Do you know what I mean? I think that anyone that comes will instantly feel comfortable, and even if they only come that once, I don't think they'll leave thinking, oh, I wish I hadn't went there. Do you know what I mean? I think you'll leave with a swing in your step, and
quality. It's amazing. What's the vision for you and the boys? Would you want to, I mean, I know it's so difficult because it's somewhat early stages and you're still saying like you're unsure of what you really want big picture, but you know you're on the right path.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing is all of you are providing so much value to people. What kind is the vision for Wolf Tuna Club?
When I say I don't know what I want to do, that's more a personal thing. Do you know what I mean? Like in terms of the Wolf Tuna Club, David Jaff, he's a driving force. Like, the boy is just relentless. Do you know what I mean? I don't think we'd be where we are if it wasn't for Jaff. He's literally he's on it every single day. Sometimes too much. Sometimes I'm like, Jaff, man, you are fucking intense. You know what I mean? But it's amazing. He's such a character, and he's literally he wants this to be the biggest thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's going that way. It's that kind of sustained, like, relentless, like, consistency that we've had is it just keeps going, and it keeps opening new doors. We keep meeting new people and building new relationships, collabing with more businesses, and we're very, very open to, like, working with other run clubs and other cold water therapy clubs and people in different walks of life and stuff. And I think that's kind of helped us a lot as well. It's got a lot of eyes on the club, obviously, but, like, I think in Scotland and in Glasgow especially, like, we should all be bouncing off each other, all working with each other, all trying to grow together. Do you know what I mean? There shouldn't really be... obviously, being competitive is healthy. Do you know what I mean? But I do think, like, we should also be backing our own as well, and kind of celebrating people that are businesses, and because it's so hard. Like, see, having a business, man, like, I'm obviously just finding this out, but it's draining, it's tough. There's not a lot of help out there for small businesses. Almost feels like they want the small businesses not to grow. Do you know what I mean? You feel like you're constantly bashing into a wall with it. But that's why I think, like, all the other kind of people that are doing similar things and positive things in the community out there, we should all kind of be supporting each other, networking, putting each other on a pedestal, on a platform, and making Glasgow and Scotland's, like, health and wellbeing fitness community, like, as big as other places. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I think it's a great thing that you do, because I've seen it so much in terms of how much you guys collaborate. Like, because people look at it, and if they say two run clubs collaborate, they're like, whoa, it's a bit weird, because people aren't used to it.
Yeah.
But it's how it should be. As you said, like, there shouldn't be any ego involved. It's like, everybody's here for the same mission to help people.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you collaborate? And obviously, you guys have seen really good success with that in terms of for everybody, get more people involved, growing and everything like that. So it seems like that's something that you guys are gonna continue with.
Definitely continue with it. We love it. Like, that's probably one of my highlights of the Wolf Tuna Club, is working with all these amazing gyms and amazing, like, because the people you meet through it are you end up with mates through it. Do you know what I mean? You end up, like, you meet people that are just doing amazing things, and it needs celebrated. I know, honestly, it sounds a cliche, and it sounds as if I'm just saying this to be a nice guy, because I can be a not nice guy as well. But seeing other people do well and win, like, I actually genuinely get a buzz out of that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I do. Like, again, it sounds cliche, but I like to see, especially people from Glasgow. Do you know what I mean? I like to see businesses doing well. Now that I know how hard it is as a business, I just want everybody to be doing well. Yeah. Everybody to be flourishing and growing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's one of the perspective shifts that flips when you do start a business, because holy shit, man, this isn't just that. This isn't just like getting a few boys in and doing this or doing that. Business is tough, man.
So much harder than I thought it was going to be, genuinely.
How have you experienced that? Because you've obviously taken it from, it is community and it will continue to be a community, but at the end of the day, it's also a business, and you have to grow it like a business for you guys to impact more people.
Yeah.
So how have you found with, like, among the three of you, what's it like now, the fact that it is also a business?
It's so difficult, mate. Like, honestly, I'm not going to sit here and say that we're flying with it. One day, I said at the start, like, riding a wave, like, one day we are literally flying. Like, we're sending each other all the positive, like, Instagram stuff and all the mentality stuff, and, like, nothing's stopping us, and literally the next day it's both. Do you know what I mean? It's so up and down. Like, it's so hard to do it with your mates as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've seen that side of it. It's such a tough industry. It's like, not so much the industry, but just like, there's a lot of competitiveness out there, and in terms of, like, business education and where I've my background and the other boys' background and where we came from, like, it's not as if we're, like, well educated boys. You know what I mean? Like, never really had much education, like, obviously went to school and everything, but you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't academic. I'm not a bookworm, and neither's the other two either. So we're learning on the job, we're winging it. Do you know what I mean? But I think a lot of them I think a lot of us out there are,
Everybody's winging it, mate, to some extent, man.
Yeah.
Despite how much everybody tries to hide it, like, mate, I'm fucking winging everything I do, everybody else as well. It's and it's the thing with business. Like, I was like that when I started. Like, my first business was at 19. No idea. Like, I remember folk mentioning things to me, like from whether it be a more legal sense and accounting that, and they're mentioning, I'm like, what the fuck, I have to do that? And then obviously it's just you're unravelled in this whole new world. Yeah. Which I think one of the things I've experienced is it is one of the best ways to improve yourself, because businesses will give you constant like feedback and failures and things that you need to persevere through, and you have to overcome them. So in terms of a self-improvement kind of mechanism, it's great, but obviously it makes the journey harder.
So tough. The three, like, as I said before, like without Jaff, he's almost like the driving force. I'm more creative. I use my networking and, like, obviously we'll go on to the modelling, but all my kind of contacts and like all that kind of stuff, I'll use that like to kind of help the business and grow the business, and like I'll contact people and make the collaborations and that kind of side of things. Jaff's really, he's good at learning on the job. He's good at the business kind of side of things. He's like really driving that side. Justin is struggling a bit at the moment, just purely like with work, family life, that he's got a lot of really, really tough stuff going on. Stuff that I won't talk about on here, but it's like, it's horrible, do you know what I mean? And it's hard to see him going through the things while we are like growing a business as well. So he's finding it tough just now, but we know that he's always going to be part of the business because of who he is, what he's done and stuff. So the three of us are just kind of, we're all one part of the puzzle, but we're all kind of doing our different wee things. Justin, he does a lot. He's the cold water guy. I don't know if you've seen it, Justin Cold Water. He's done like 800 days in cold water.
Wow.
He's like crazy disciplined. He's like, he does the fasting kind of stuff. A lot of our members kind of go to him for that. He's in crazy good shape and stuff, do you know what I mean? So he's that side of it, the discipline side of it. And we're all dads as well, so trying to juggle the business with family life and stuff, it's tough.
Absolutely, but the good thing with that is you've all got obviously somewhat similar backgrounds, and like you've all got a family and stuff like that. But that's good, because it means that the more people you can help, you can relate to people, because you know what it's like to be busy. You know what it's like to be up in the middle of the night with the wee one and everything like that. Like, some people don't get that, and it's tough with in this space where we're running every day. Like, when people look at discipline, like, I just fucking don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Just get your head down, do that. And it's to some extent that's valid for sure, but there's also the other side of things where it's like people just don't understand what it's like. If you're, in your case, I'm sure, like, we're raising like a young boy and everything like that. So it's good that you guys have that, and obviously you can just make people feel understood, which is what everybody wants.
Definitely. The fact the three of us are dads, it's helped the business as well. Do you know what I mean? Because like people can relate to that. People can see that like what we're doing is intense and it is tough. And that discipline that we've showed throughout the couple of years that we've been doing it is kind of reflected on the others as well. And like we've got a lot of our members, our fathers and mothers and stuff as well. So we all kind of club together and help each other out in that way. Do you know what I mean?
Quality. So good, man. Talk to me about how you got into fitness, because you mentioned there the story about how you kind of got into cold water stuff, and that's obviously an aspect of it. But when did fitness start for you? What age were you, and what was like the first thing you got into that you enjoyed doing?
So like any young boy in Glasgow, just football. That's all I wanted to do. It's all I wanted to be. I was obsessed from a young age. My grandfather was a professional footballer. He played for Ayr United when they were in the big leagues, beating Celtic and Rangers, and played against the Lisbon Lions, played against the Rangers greats as well. Beat Rangers twice at Ibrox. A very good player, and it was kind of just passed down. That's always what I wanted to do. Never really tried in school. One of these boys that was like, I don't need, I'm going to be a footballer, missed, or that kind of part. All through my teens, played at a good level, played for Hamilton Academical, and then signed for Hibs when I was like maybe 12, 13. And then that was me right through my teens. I was with Hibs. Playing at a good level, flying, like signed my contract at Easter Road. It's I was on the right path. Hibs were really good at the time as well, really good youth system. Some amazing players were coming through, your Scott Browns, like Derek Riordan's, like all the kind of boys were coming through, Kevin Thompson's and that, they were all flying at the time. So it was an amazing place to be around. But like everybody, the old story of the injury, broke my leg, 17, 18. So that was, I got told that I probably wouldn't play football again after breaking my leg. It was a really like kind of bad break. It was a double leg break, tib fib. The break was clean, but I also dislocated my ankle as well. So there was a lot of like ligament, tendon damage and all that. And it was back when you got like the cast. Like I think you just get a boot now, but it used to be like a full cast, a full leg. So I was casted up for like a good few months, and then I got down to the smaller one. I was in that I was out for a long time, and it took its toll on me. Like mentally, it was horrible. I remember it like just when I don't even know if you could call it depression, but I remember just a cloud over me, just knowing that will I ever play again? What am I going to do? Like, do you know what I mean? Like I was missing school at the time when I was out with my leg breaking that. So it was a shambles, to be honest. And then Hibs were good though. I went back in, done a lot of physiotherapy and stuff with Hibs, but I used to have to travel through to Trinent 3 times a week and all that. When Hibs got their new training ground and that. So it was tough. It really, really tough. But I got back on my feet, started playing again. I went out on loan at a few teams. I think I was with Livingston for a while, Queen's Park for a while, and then the last team I was with was Stranraer. Literally just training with them, played a few bounce games. I think the last game I played, Celtic were playing in the Champions League. I can't remember the game. I think it might have been Ajax or Barcelona we were playing, and I ditched training to go to the Celtic game, and then I just get let go after that. They found out that I ditched it, do you know what I mean, to go to a Celtic game. They were just like, he's not interested. I'd started boozing, going out and that, so that was it. That was kind of the end of the football stuff. Obviously played 5-a-sides and all that through my 20s and that, but still look back and think, oh my God, man. Could have made a go of it, but it's what happens.
I think there'll be so many boys listening to this think, fuck, like, especially with the attitudes we'll have now.
Oh, there's so many of my mates are the same boat, do you know what I mean? It's a common story in Scotland.
It is the same curse that gets us all, I suppose. Those things. But I mean, that must have been brutal, because you think it's the only thing that you've ever found, at least at that age, the only thing you've ever been passionate about, and then both it just gets fucking removed from you there. What was it like just when you went back, so after you recovered from the broken leg? How did it feel actually playing after something like that? Did it go back to normal, or did you feel
definitely never went back to normal. It was always in my head, like I was scared, do you know what I mean? Like it always felt weak as well. I don't know if it was in my head. Obviously the physios used to say it's actually stronger now, do you know what I mean? I've done a lot of physio, done a lot of swimming, done a lot of stuff to strengthen it up. I was like that, but see, at that age I was really small, really skinny. So it was playing on my mind. I'm not gonna lie. It was tough, and I can remember kind of bottling out a few tackles and that after I broke my leg. Because before that, I wasn't like that. Do you know what I mean? I would go through tackles. I played up front, but I wasn't scared of anybody. Do you know what I mean? But there was definitely that niggle in my mind after that it was just. It's a horrible thing to go through, man. Yeah, I bet, especially at that age. Now, you'd mentioned earlier about the competitiveness and like how it's a good thing, especially within like with run clubs and everything. I know you've got that. I can sense that also when we've spoke about things before. Yeah, you've got that element of competitiveness in you, like a lot of young guys do. What did you then put that energy into? So obviously you couldn't play football anymore. Whether it be later in your 20s, when did you get into running, the gym, with also martial art? How did things go after that? So I went. My 20s are a wee bit of a madness, to be honest. Like, there wasn't running or what. That running's a very new thing for me, but 20s was literally when I stopped playing football, left school. I think I went to college like to do something in sports, and I was there for like 2 weeks, and I was like, I don't want to do this. Do you know what I mean? It was just, I remember like we'd done like a session on a Friday. I'd only been there 2 weeks genuinely, and I'd done a session on a Friday, and it was like, you had to take the session, like almost everyone took turns of coaching, and I was playing football at the time, and I remember like I took a shot and I skied it over the bar, and they stopped the session. They were like, whoever was coaching was like, they asked them, right, break it down. How did Aodán miss that shot and all that? And I was like, what? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, fuck off. Do you know what I mean? So that was it. I think I walked out the class, and then I think I went to the head of the year or whatever it was, and I said, look, I'm getting an apprenticeship, mate. I'm bouncing for this. So I ended up just getting a job in retail at the time, and like that, I was just going out. I was just 18, 19, just drinking and going out. And there was a guy came into my work, and I was serving at the till. I was working at the weekend, so it was like young weekend staff and that, and I was serving at the till, and guy came up to the till and he was like, excuse me, he's like, have you ever modelled before? And I was like, the two staff heard, and like instantly like hit a ready, do you know what I mean? Face goes red, they two start laughing and all that, and then he started laughing. He was like, I can see you're a wee bit embarrassed and all that. He was like, take my card, so if you ever fancy it, come along to the agency and stuff. So I was like, what, man? I was like, never really thought anything of it, but it was weird. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, I went home. I was like to my mum, like, that's just happened to me today and that, and she was like, go for it. She was like, you've not got anything else happening. Like, why not try it? Because I'd just left college or whatever. And she was like, go and do it. So I took a week or something to muster up the courage to go into the agency. And I was like, I'll get absolutely slaughtered for this, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, my pals will absolutely slaughter me for this. But I went along anyway, went to the agency. They were brand new, they were sound. Like, took a few pictures of me and that. And they were like, do you fancy signing a contract with the agency? And I was like, aye, let's go for it. Why not? Do you know what I mean? So I signed a model contract. I think I was 19.
First meeting?
Aye, first meeting. I think I was 19, 20. And it was my first meeting. And then for like that first year, I never really done much. Like, I done maybe one job, and it wasn't a big, well-paid job or anything. I think it was like, mate, honestly, it was mad. It was like something like air races, and I had to go and walk in a fashion show in air races. It was wild. It was like, I was like, as soon as I'd finished it, I was like, I'm not never doing this again. That. So the first kind of year, it was just kind of wee stupid jobs like that. I think I'd done a job for fucking a newspaper or something as well. Just weird stuff. 100 quid for a couple of hours, do you know what I mean? But there was an agency from London. My family had a kind of family friend that was part of an agency in London, and they were like, seeing Aodán's modelling and stuff, he should come down to London and meet the agency and that. I was like, at that time, I'd never been to London, or not a lot of people I knew had been to London and stuff. I was like, do you know what, man? I'm just going to go down and have a try at this. Went down to London. I met 10 agencies in the one day. I just went, fuck it, I'm just going to go round them all. And I ended up signing my agency in London. I'm still with them to this day, which is a bit weird in the modelling scene. Usually a lot of models like bounce between agencies and everything. I'm quite loyal. So I've been with this one agency for all those years, and that's where it kind of started. That's where the journey started with the modelling side of things.
Wow. Literally, where were you working at the time? You said you were working in retail.
I worked in W.H. Smith.
W.H. Smith, quality.
Aye, selling newspapers and books, man.
That's where they go.
Never read a book in my life.
Aye, you're selling them. Fucking hell,
but
man.
aye, that's where it started.
Yeah.
And then literally within 2 months, the opportunity arose for me to move to London. And I just went, you know what, man? I'm just going to go for it, and I done it.
Wow, how long were you there for?
I've been on and off to London for like all the years, do you know what I mean? But I spent a couple of years there. Slept on a couch for the first 3 months, and then bounced about. Stayed with my cousin down there for the first 3 months, and then got a wee flat, and it was just mad. I was modelling, but I was just partying and that as well. It was like that full like kind of stage through my 20s. I wasn't really taking the modelling seriously, do you know what I mean? Like, I was doing some cool stuff. It was funny because I could do like the kind of edgy fashion stuff. I'd done a few London Fashion Weeks and that. I could do the edgy stuff, but I was also getting like well-paid commercial kind of jobs as well. And then any money I was getting was going on my London rent and going out, just partying. So, it was a funny wee spell that I had done there, man.
Yeah. So what's that like? Imagine, obviously, take us back to that time. You're in London, and what did a week look like, or what did every couple of weeks? How often were you getting like modelling gigs? What type of stuff was it? What was life like as a model in London? Sounds glamorous, but
it was all just so new and all so exciting. And the decision I made to move there, I'd went down to meet agencies and that. I remember sitting on my cousin Ryan's balcony, and I was like, his balcony was on. He stayed in Bermondsey, Rotherhithe, and his balcony was like on the Thames, looking right over the city, and I was just sitting on the balcony like that. I need to come here. Do you know what I mean? So when I moved down, it was mad. It was just a whirlwind. Like I was working, doing like quite big campaigns, like a lot of like kind of sporty stuff. As I said, I was doing London Fashion Week, which was mental. Like I was going to Burberry castings and like Stone Island castings and all these like unbelievable brands. Do you know what I mean? And it was just wild. Like it was just crazy. But I didn't really know what I was doing. Does that make sense? It was just like I hadn't had any training, or I hadn't had any. I remember honestly, as clear as day, had a casting for Tom Ford. Turned up to this casting, like hundreds and hundreds of guys there, like some of the biggest male models in the world were there. Do you know what I mean? Who I didn't really know at the time, but you're standing next to these big Italian guys and all that, and you're like, what am I doing here? Do you know what I mean? But I remember it was one of the first castings I get asked to actually do a catwalk. Do you know what I mean? And Tom Ford was there. Like he was actually at the casting. And I walked, and I didn't even know what I was doing. Do you know what I mean? I was just swaggering. I didn't even know what to do. Do you know what I mean? I just felt so. I remember feeling so awkward. But I like we were talking about earlier, I was winging it. I was just kind of learning on the job. But I was getting jobs, like, and I was going to castings, and I was confirming jobs. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I was doing something right. People were meeting me and booking me. Like it was good for my confidence. You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
like,
man.
I went down there with like just what am I doing? But I quickly found my feet, and I quickly realised I'm actually not too bad at this modelling stuff. I can do it. And I think that kind of journey I've had with modelling's helped with Wolf Tuna, helped with business, because I've put myself out there for that. Do you know what I mean? So it's a funny story. And then from London I moved to Milan, stayed in Milan for like 6 months, was with an Italian agency, done all the stuff there, the fashion weeks there and that. Remember going to like Dolce & Gabbana castings, like walking in a Dolce & Gabbana casting and you're Calvin Klein's, man, like just what am I doing, mate? Like it was fried, but an amazing experience at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And definitely it's taught me that, I think modelling's taught me the rejection side. Like, I feel as if throughout my whole kind of journey, like from football, modelling, Wolf Tuna, fitness and all that, I've learned to take rejection. I'm constantly getting told no all the time. Like even like yesterday, I done a casting, got through at the next round, met the casting director on a Zoom call. Everything went well, and then I got heavy penciled, shortlisted basically, and then I get told yesterday that I never got the job. No feedback, no nothing. So it kind of, there's a lot of that through the modelling. Do you know what I mean? It kind of builds that toughness of
cutthroat industry.
It's so tough. People look at modelling and think it's glamorous, but it's a mental battle, man. Proper mental battle. I can see how it can grind folk down. Do you know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
Because it's business at the end of the day for them anyway. It's
mad,
business.
mate. It's mad. You go to a casting, wait 2 hours in a queue, and I don't really do castings anymore. It's all online now and stuff. Do you know what I mean? And I get a lot of direct bookings, which is good. But it used to be like standing in queues for 2 hours, like to get to the casting director, and they would literally just, you would have a book, they would look at your portfolio, sometimes they didn't even look at it, they just looked at you and go, nah.
Wow.
And you're just like, what? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think people underestimate as well that how valuable a skill, like being used to rejection is. Getting used to, like, let's say you start in business, guess what? You're going to be rejected a lot.
Constantly.
Like, young guys, it's like, what we all want to be confident, be able to go up and talk to birds and all that. It's like, you want to do that, you have to get used to doing it, and you have to get used to rejection, and you don't fear it. It's like true confidence comes from the fact that you don't fear rejection.
100%.
It's and that's like, I can see that in you, mate. Also, when we speak as well, it's because you've went through that so many times, which a lot of guys don't, and women as well. We don't go through. Is that we don't face rejection, which I think is a really good message to people, is in the sense that wherever you can, we're not all going to be able to do it through modelling, that's for sure. Yeah. But wherever you can get through rejection, like for me, it's been business. Like getting faced with so many different rejections and failures has been one of the best things I've ever done for my confidence.
Definitely.
And yours it seems like it's skyrocketed. Yours,
I think so. I think like going back to the modelling, I've seen a lot of models. Like I'm still doing it to this day, obviously. But I've seen a lot of models come and go, do you know what I mean? And I think it could be that they've just get sick of the rejection, and they've just, like, I'm just getting told no all the time. Like, it's not worth it. It's not worth my energy, do you know what I mean? But I think I've hardened myself to it so much that I'm just so persistent, and I'm glad I've done it because I'm still getting good work. I'm still, like, working on amazing productions, meeting amazing people, it's never the same. Like next week I'm going to Mallorca for a job. Like, it's mad. Do you know what I mean? It's pinch yourself stuff when you're sitting there and you're like, I can't believe I'm still doing this. Been doing it for 13, 14 years. Do you know what I mean? It's
quality. What's been some of the ones that stand? I mean, it sounds like you've done so many. Like you lived in Milan, you lived in London, you've been to all these big castings and everything like that. What's some of the ones that have stood out to you in the sense that you've enjoyed it? Because I imagine it can't always be enjoyable. It must be stressful. You're getting all that done. You've got all this attention on you. What stands out?
I feel like all the jobs I've done, the majority of them I've enjoyed, even the bad ones, because I've learned from the bad ones. And sometimes like that, when I say bad, I don't mean like nothing ever like really negatives happened to me in the modelling kind of world, but like you'll have somebody that talks to you, you'll have a casting director that talks to you like you're a piece of shit, do you know what I mean? You'll have a photographer that gets a wee bit nippy or a wee bit cheeky. Like when I first started modelling, I used to take that to heart, and there's a couple of times I had a couple of wee run-ins, told folk to fuck off, do you know what I mean? But now I see what goes into these productions, the money that's on the line, like everything I do is last minute as well. It's like I'll get told, I'll go and check my phone after this and I'll get told I'm going to London tomorrow morning. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's never any, like, there's no consistency with it. It's just so sporadic. There's just so much moving parts. So, like, even the bad experiences I've had, I take the good from it now. Do you know what I mean? And I look back on it. Just being involved in big productions is cool. I've done in recent times done a few wee acting numbers, which are like pretty amazing to be involved in. I've done like a BMW commercial, and you're staying in 5-star hotel. You're working with like amazing people. All the other models are from all over the world. Like, do you know what I mean? Different places, and they always speak like 5 or 6 languages, and I'm just like, just speak Glaswegian. It's so bad, by the way. That's like the amount of people I work with, and that's always a topic of conversation. Like, can you speak any other languages? It's like, can hardly speak English. You know so it's funny, man. But
yeah. One of the things we spoke about very briefly before, which I think is a class point, which a lot of us won't have experienced in this level, but we've all experienced to some degree, is the essence of like, I think the words you used with me were like not feeling worthy. Now, in your scale, you're on with these huge models, these really like, whether it be famous or just really well known in the industry, these are fucking big Italian boys and all that you're talking about. Like, what does that feel like when you're in such an industry like that, when you do get those feelings like, fuck it, what am I doing here? I don't deserve to be here. What's that been like?
From talking to other kind of models, other creatives, photographers, DJs, musicians, we all kind of have that. I think it's a very Scottish thing, like, which is mad because we've got amazing talent, amazing creatives, but we all have that kind of feeling, I think, of like we're not worthy or we shouldn't be in that situation. Or I think it's getting better. I think I'm getting better with it, don't get me wrong, I still feel it. I guarantee I go to Mallorca next week on this job and I'll be like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it comes back to the culture here. I don't know if it comes back to like I could literally walk in London Fashion Week like David Beckham sitting in the front row, and then I could come back and my mate just says a one-liner and just fucking brings me right back down to earth, which is amazing. I love Scotland. I love Glasgow for that. Do you know what I mean? Like, all my mates keep me humble. All my mates like keep me grounded. Not that I'm a big fucking star or anything, but do you know what I mean? Like I was on a billboard like for 4 or 5 years at Edinburgh Airport. Massive, big 80-foot long billboard.
Which one was it?
It was for Johnny Walker.
Johnny Walker.
It was for Johnny Walker.
I've seen you before.
So like everybody that lands in Edinburgh Airport sees that, but the amount of abuse I got, like just people sending me. But funny, like, nothing bad. Just my mates, just like, here's that fucking. Do you know what I mean? But I think in Scotland we're quicker to critique somebody than champion them. Do you know what I mean? Which is. It's got its positives and it's got its negatives, but I do think we need to get better as a maybe, I don't know if Scotland or Glasgow, but I think we do need to get better at like understanding people that are doing different things, supporting people that are doing different things. It's the slagging culture in Glasgow. I mean, again, there's two sides to it because I love it. Do you know what I mean? I love that culture. I love that like humbleness and like. It brings you back. Do you know what I mean? As I said, I could go and do an amazing job and like work with amazing people, and then you come back and your mate just goes says something, and you're just like, fuck's sake, man. Do you know what I mean? But then there's the other side that like I said to you earlier on about Nico Carrillo. Yeah. Like, look what he's just achieved. Like, world champion. Like, do you know what I mean? It's crazy, but there's not many people celebrating that in the country. Like, that should be like on the news. People should be talking about that. Like, but I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I do think it's getting better, but there is always like kind of examples of we need to kind of back your own sometimes, I think.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. I mean, Nico's a perfect example of that. It's like, obviously it's hard when people haven't experienced Muay Thai as a sport. They don't know how much of an incredible achievement what he's done is.
There can't be a harder sport. I've done the majority of them. I do kind of one-to-ones with Stevie Irvin, who Wolf Tuna sponsor him. Obviously he's in Nico's team.
Of course.
Done a one-to-one with him the other night and just like doing the training. Like, how are they doing that, man? Do you know what I mean? Like at that level, consistently, and the elbows and the knees and the fucking, it's crazy, mate. It's crazy. So yeah, big up Nico for the world title, man.
Exactly. Unbelievable achievement. It really is. Inspiring for obviously everybody.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely.
To go back to your fitness, obviously you mentioned there, like you've done pretty much every sport. You've done like football at a really high level when you were younger. You've done variations of martial arts and stuff. Talk to me about that. When did you start doing that and why? What got you into like doing different martial arts and stuff?
I've always just kind of like... it's always fascinated. Martial arts has always fascinated me since a young age. I kind of look back now and think, I wish I'd done that, man. I wish I'd done that. Do you know what I mean? I wish I'd got involved with it at a young age. Obviously, I was just football. I think it's either one or the other sometimes, but I think looking back at it, I probably rather like done a martial art. But I've always like dipped in and out of it. I've done boxing, done Thai boxing, done K1. Not like fought or anything, just training.
From a training. I'm the same.
And I love the training. I love watching the UFC and One Championship and PFL and like understanding the art of it. Do you know what I mean? And like, because people just look at it and think it's a fight and it's a scrap, but
it's a science.
It's honestly it's crazy. It's honestly fucking mental what they do, man. And then when you break it all down and like the MMA as well, like putting it all together, and like obviously you're watching the Dagestani boys and all that, and everybody's like, they're just hugging, they're just mate, that's tough.
You've done wrestling? You ever done a bit of wrestling?
That's one thing I've not done.
Wow,
I've done like a couple of jiu-jitsu classes and that, but I've never done like wrestling or grappling, man. But
I've only done literally about 3 classes, mate, so I'm hardly the expert to talk about it, but holy fuck, man, in terms of like, I've done like decent chunk of Muay Thai for sure, a wee bit of boxing, again, just a training level, but all these things, wrestling sessions are the hardest ones I've ever done. Now, Muay Thai is brutal, mate, when you're, especially clinching, I hate clinching, mate, you're getting thrown about and fucking kneed and all this, but wrestling's another level, and people do watch it and they look at martial arts and they think, what are these boys actually doing? But the skill level and that, the strength,
it's crazy,
the endurance, it's unreal.
Aye, mate, it's crazy. It's me being fascinated with that's kind of turned me to the, like, being fascinated with endurance. You can't fake endurance, do you know what I mean? So like that kind of strips, that's why I've been running, I think. That kind of strips you back, and it kind of it pushes you to be better, and it pushes, like, I've been, obviously the Wolf Tuna was the introduction to running, and then I got offered to do the London Marathon for Cash for Kids, for charity.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And that was kind of the opening. That was me starting my kind of running journey. I got in contact with David Gow, who runs Ascension Running. He's a running coach, and I messaged. I think I found out, like, it was under a month I found out before I was doing London Marathon. It was like literally like 3.5 weeks or something, and I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, I had no idea. So I've always been quick. I've always been fast, and I was relatively fit at the time. But I just had to know. I didn't know paces. I didn't know any of that stuff. Like, I just wanted a wee bit of structure with that 3-4 weeks going into the marathon, just so I was a wee bit more confident in it. And I'd literally said on the radio that I wanted sub-3 marathon, and I'd never done it. Do you know what I mean? So it was a bit mad. But anyway, I contacted David Gow, and him and Craig, who also runs Ascension. That was my first time meeting Craig, and the two of them, like, just like were by my side for like a month solid, took me through everything, done sessions with me, done intervals with me, took me up the hills, like, done all sorts. Like, it was a mad month, exciting month, but I was like, this is unreal, man. Met Nico, like, we had done a hill session with Nico, and like surrounded by all these like great runners and that, and then done it on the marathon. I done it in 3:06, which was actually
your first marathon.
No, I'd done one marathon before.
What time did you get in that?
The first marathon was 3.5. I was
even that, mate.
So 3:06. So it's obviously recent. It was just last April.
Yeah.
And I was like, I love this, man. But because I'd spent that time with Davey and Craig, I was like, they were more trail running. They're more hill runners. Do you know what I mean? So I started kind of doing stuff with them, and then I fell in love with running the hills quite quickly. I was like, fuck the road stuff, man. I like being out in the outdoors, in the nature. It's just I prefer it. Yeah,
we've got a gift here, like in Scotland, like the hills we've got access to. Like, see, when I go out and run it in Thailand and Phuket, there's a hill, Big Buddha, right? And it's a fucker a hill, like, it's big, but even like people like, see, as soon as most of it's flat in Phuket, and then whenever there's hills, folk are like absolutely that. I'm like, let's fucking go. I love it, man. See, when you get the hills, because it's part of, you can't avoid them here. Doesn't matter where you're running. Maybe in Glasgow, but yeah, you can't avoid
honestly them. Like, it's doing the trail running stuff in the mountains, the Munros. It's really just made me think, why have I not been to all these places? Like, this place is an hour and 15-minute drive. Why have I not been here? And there's so many people that haven't. Do you know what I mean? It's we've got absolute beauty on the doorstep, man, and we're so lucky. Yeah, we're so lucky.
And how obviously the physical benefits are clear in terms of, like, you push your running, you're always trying to like constantly improve with your actual athletic ability and everything like that. But what do you think running does for you mentally? How does it help your life?
It's funny now, because like recently it's probably had a negative effect, which is funny because I'm getting a wee bit competitive with it. I done really like that after the London Marathon. I'd done a few races last year, and I ended up like winning a couple. I ended up podiuming a couple. I done my first ultra marathon at the end of last year. I came second. So I've started like building a wee kind of thing here. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then obviously running with Ascension boys and that. You're just constantly surrounded by people that are actively doing races, are active in the running scene, so you're constantly pushed to do more things. So it's because of the competitive side, it's starting to kind of weigh me down a bit. But like saying that, like in the past few weeks and stuff, I've been really kind of trying to strip it back. I'm doing the Devil of Highlands in April, which is 42 miles trail on the West Highland Way. So I've started training for that on Monday, and I'm just going to enjoy the process. Just going to. The other ones that I've been doing recently, I've been putting a wee bit of pressure on myself. I don't know why I've been putting pressure on myself. I'm not a top athlete, do you know what I mean? But I think I'm just going to try and enjoy this one and relax a bit.
Yeah.
I
think that's one of the best ways, because it's this thing. It's like running is incredible. Like cold water is incredible. All these things are so good. But see, as soon as you start looking at them purely from a competitive aspect, which you're used to doing, it's hard not to. And you've done it all your life.
Just natural, just in me. You've just got that in me.
I know, but it is good to strip it back and be like, listen, I don't give a fuck what time I get here. I'm doing this to be better. Yeah. I'm just doing that. And what does it feel like? Let's say, for example, you go around with the Wolf Tuna Club, you just go out your morning runs, whatever. How does that feel? Obviously, the fact that you do it with such a big community. Yeah. How do you think that impacts you in terms of your mentality?
The Wolf Tuna stuff kind of just brings me back to any time I do it. Like when I go to the camps on this Friday morning, 5:15, it'll just it's like almost like comfort. It'll just bring me back to, right, this is what it's about. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no egos with it. There's no pressure. There could be somebody there that's running a 35-minute 5K and somebody that's running a 20-minute 5K. We just kind of talk and flow, and the Wolf Tuna runs just bring it back to what it started with, which was just that positive mental thing. Like in recent times, obviously I've started getting good at running, and I've started taking it a wee bit more serious. But even at that's been positive as well. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm probably the fittest I've ever been. I'm surrounded by like people that are doing amazing things, and it's making me a better person. I've got my mate Hag, who I met through Wolf Tuna. He just started coming to Wolf Tuna. He actually was mates with Justin, but we kind of clicked pretty fast. And he's really big into mountain climbing, hiking, Monroe's, and he was telling, like at the time when he started coming to Wolf Tuna, he was telling me like, I'm doing this mountain this weekend, and it was fascinating me. So I started doing that. Me and Justin started doing a couple together, loved it, and then because me and Hag were doing the ascension stuff, the hill stuff, like he was like, why don't we try and run up a mountain? Started doing that, and that's kind of, I'm actually scared of heights, right? So that was another thing. It was another, like, I want to do something. I think I'm just, the past kind of couple of years, I've just been big on discipline. I think the discipline side of things, doing something that you don't want to do you know what I mean? And just doing it, like, there's something to be said for it. There's something to be said for it. It's really, it's got me to where I am. And it started with the cold water. It started with the runs, and now it's getting bigger and bigger. I'm like, me and Hag have ran, like, he just started a TikTok called Ridge Runners. And like the past kind of 6 months, we've ran like the narrowest ridge in Britain, Alnwick Ridge. We were running along it, and you could see there was people up the top, and they were like, what are you two up to? You need to be careful, do you know what I mean? We ran Liatech, I don't know if that's how you say it, but if that's how you pronounce it, in Torridon, which is like 5.5 hours away. We went up there, slept in the car, got up like 50, 60 mile an hour winds, snow, ice, and went up, like, we were running stuff, hawkers and running stuff on, and ran the top. Honestly, close to death experience on it. That's no word of a lie. I'm a bit of a drama queen, but he isn't. Aye. And even he was like that was dangerous, man. But we just done there. But there's just a wee part of me that's like enjoying doing mad shit. And I don't know why, because like I've got a family. But like, I don't know. I think pushing yourself, putting yourself in positions, doing stuff that you don't want to do, doing stuff that scares you, stuff that gives you the fear. I don't think there's any progress without fear. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, we've been me and Hag have been doing some mad shit, but he is mad, to be fair. If you met him, you'd be like, fucking hell, boy's not right. In a good way, but in a good way, he's a good guy, man. So I've ended up pure close with him, We've got massive plans as well for the Ridge Runner thing. Put up a video, first video, get like over 200,000 views. Getting messages like, do you want sent a fucking drone and that? Like mad mate, wild. So we've got big plans with that. We're going to go abroad, take Ridge Runners abroad, take Wolf Tuna with it, because they both fall into the same thing. Do you know what I mean?
So mad how the vision comes together with all these things, like the opportunities that comes up just for doing shit, man. Like doing things that you in the beginning you might think, fucking hell, what would I do that for, whatever. It's like you guys just going up and doing what you think is just running a couple of Munros or these ridges or whatever, that this could expand into so many different things. Wolf Tuna Club is the perfect example. Something that started by a group of people and now it's expanding into so many things. So it sounds like everything's starting to come together and you're getting so many different opportunities.
I think I shared something in my story today. I think it was like action stops anxiety. Do you know what I mean? Like if you don't just go and do it, like in the past couple of years, like all my life, I've just constantly been like in a wee bubble. Do you know what I mean? Like just cruising through. Although I maybe I've not, like the modelling, I have put myself in positions, but I feel as if I'm done with like the safe kind of comfortable life. I don't want to look back and be like, I should have done that.
Of course,
do you know what I mean? So I'm done with the comfortable stuff. To an extent, I'm not going to start fucking climbing up buildings without. Did you see that?
Oh, it's crazy, wasn't it? I can't remember, where was that? It was
Taiwan, was it?
The boy's nuts,
mate.
I'm sweating my pan in. See when I watch it, I can't believe it.
Mate, that's crazy, absolute bonkers. But maybe not doing stuff like that, but a wee bit of stuff that's going to like get the blood pumping, man. And I've always been a little bit of an adrenaline junkie. I like kind of doing different stuff.
And you mentioned such a good point there, mate. It's like, see, with action, the whole thing, I say this so many times, it comes up when I'm coaching clients, like action is the antidote. Whether that being, it's not the absolute solution to everything, but if you're anxious, if you're overwhelmed, if you feel low mood, depression, any of these things, you cannot get anywhere without action. It's like action truly is the antidote. So it's like when you think about what most people want, it's just to live a fulfilling life. They want to feel like they're purpose driven and what they're doing. So action is the antidote to all of the things you don't want.
Definitely. And I like literally, if I'm so buzzing, obviously you got me on here. Do you know what I mean? Like when you asked me, I was like, there's loads of guys out there with businesses. There's loads of guys out there with kids and doing what I'm doing. So I was kind of taken aback by that. But if I could say one thing, that would be it, man. That would be the thing. It would be just go and do it. And the Wolf Tuna motto is just show up. Do you know what I mean? Like we stand by that. If you go and you show up, like what can go wrong? Do you know what I mean? It's only gonna open doors. It's only gonna build you. Like even if you choose to do something and it doesn't work out, like you go and do the next one, and you go and do the next one, and until it works. Do you know what I mean? And I'm big on that now, man. And it's really, really helped me.
And it's working, mate. You look at all the kind of seeds that are being sown right now, is where you're going. It's like with Wolf Tuna Club and the way that everything's progressing, that only happens through action. It's like all of us have been at a point, I'm sure, where we sit and we think of like, oh fuck, I wish I was here, or I wish this was the case. Ain't gonna happen without action, man. And that kind of motto that you guys have is the perfect example of that. And you said just a minute there about obviously like this, like I don't know if it's like an imposter syndrome, like about me asking you to come on. I think you've just showed the perfect example of why I wanted to have you on today, mate. Obviously what you guys are doing as a collective with the Wolf Tuna Club, what you've done in terms of like you've took a different path for sure to some extent, and now you're just truly exploring that. It's shown and it's inspiring me, because I think a lot of people listen to this and think like, it's fucking class what this guy's doing, mate.
I think that like I've been in the past couple of years, and me and the boys, we all have been like taking risks, you know what I mean, and like reaping the rewards from it, reaping the rewards. Like we started the wellness lounge, like just risking it, do you know what I mean? Never had money really behind us or anything, and like, let's just see what happens, do you know what I mean? Let's just go for it. Not just like flip a coin and hope for the best, or like put in the work, do you know what I mean? Like we've all been working, and it's been so hard. Our families are so supportive. Like Lauren's like, it's been a mad wee journey like, the past couple of years. Obviously, having Murphy was born in it, and just trying to like do all the classes, do the running, do all that with everything else going on, like try to juggle it all, man. Like it's tough, man.
I bet. But you mentioned one of the things to me before that I think is so powerful, especially for men. It's the sense of wanting to provide.
Yeah.
And now you've got that, like with your family that you guys are building. Obviously, you've got another wee one on the way, which is exciting. But how do you feel as a dad? How does that impact you, everything you do? Because you spoke about how now you take things more seriously. Do you think that's partly in fact that now, holy shit, you have another human being to provide for?
Definitely. I mean, see, everything that I do is all optional. Like, do you know what I mean? But one thing isn't, and that is the family. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the fucking anchor.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that comes first. But obviously, everybody knows that family's first. Do you know what I mean? But I think with it all, it's all optional, and now I've got responsibilities, and like everything that I have been doing is for them. Do you know what I mean? It's like I look at the discipline side, like it's all layered, it all kind of filters into one. But when you strip it all back, it's now the responsibility of having kids, the responsibility of growing a family, and the pressure of that, and providing, and everything I'm doing. Like I think it almost sounds stupid, but sleeping in a car and climbing a mountain and it being dangerous for me, that might look like why is he doing stupid stuff like that? He's got a family, but I'm looking at it from the complete opposite. Like I'm trying to create something. I'm trying to do things that like are going to open doors, and the doors I'm trying to open are for my family. They're not for, obviously they're for myself as well, and they're for my friends and everybody around me. But like once you have a kid, your whole perspective just completely shifts.
Yeah.
And nothing else really matters apart from learning and the kids. Do you know what I mean? Like when it comes to like the whole journey, and the whole like the next stages, like it's all kind of going to be for them. Yeah. And like it's almost legacy now. Do you know what I mean? Like I know it sounds mental,
no, I get it.
But you're wanting like coming on here, when you asked me, I'm like doubting myself. Do you know what I mean? But also thinking, how cool would it be in like 20 years time that my son can then look at us and go, right, my dad was doing this, or like that's his story. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of a wee motivator to jump on here and talk to you as well. But I don't think I could. The things that I've been doing and the running and all of it, I couldn't do it without them, because like Lauren's just mad supportive. Yeah, mad. She doesn't really give me any hassle at all, to be honest. Amazing. Not that partners give you hassle, but you know what I mean. It's just.
I mean, some do. Mate.
Some do. Aye. But she just gets it. She's backed the whole idea, the whole mission. She jumped on the train with it. It's incredible. And she's part of it as well. Do you know what I mean? She's part of the club. A lot of her her family are involved with Wolf Tuna. Like our best friend Harley's a member. Like there's it's all intertwined with like a big community, a big family. So it's pretty cool to have a supportive partner. And mate, it's a wee bit of a shock that there's another one coming, but couldn't be better timing. Like he's 2 now, so like it's a good time to give him a sibling, and grow the family. Yeah. Grow the wee army we're building.
Amazing. I mean, it sounds so good. Like you've got that supportive partner. There's very few things more powerful than that, mate, more valuable than that. So it's amazing that you guys are doing that together, and you're supportive of each other. And obviously you're setting a fine example for Murphy, mate, and everything that you're doing. So no, it's amazing stuff, mate. I really do appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you sharing your story and all the things that you guys as a collective are building at Wolf Tuna Club.
You need to come along.
Oh, mate.
Like, the fact you've not been yet.
I know, exactly. And I already feel this way. It's nuts, mate. So
you said that to me before. It's like you've never been, but you almost get it. You feel it.
Exactly. You can feel it from people that I know that come from the social medias, from what you're building, mate, you can feel it, which is the best representative of a brand. It's how you feel it. So yeah, incredible stuff, mate. But I appreciate your time, you coming on and doing this, mate. And
thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Been great.